Hello and welcome back to She is the Moment podcast. This is going to be a podcast that lights a fire underneath you, I absolutely promise. So, I have been talking a lot about strategy and especially content recently because I have been running a content masterclass, and then the month before it, I ran a content boot camp. And obviously, that is what people think they need the most help with. And, they're right. Like people that come to me, that's what I help them with the most. But something that they tend to also need such a huge help with is their confidence, is their mindset, is the way that they see themselves, the beliefs that they have about themselves as a business owner. And I think that if a lot of people perhaps don't know that that's their issue, and when they actually come to meet a stumbling block in their business, it's their mindset that is the problem. And I'm going to talk a lot about this in the next, I don't know however long this podcast is going to be, because I feel like I'm in a bit of a mood for a kind of stream of consciousness type vibe. But I have a client, and she said recently that her husband said to her, I could never do what you do because I can't handle the rejection. And I thought that was so interesting because I just don't see someone saying no or someone not signing up with me as a rejection, because I don't see it as a me issue. And that is because I was like, why do I never see this as rejection? Like, because I definitely remember when I was like brand new to being a personal trainer, and I would like feel so scared about talking to people about signing up with me. Like, this is like, we're talking over 10 years ago when I was like a PT on the gym floor, and I would be like approaching people and talking to them about like, working with me, being, giving me, doing PT sessions with them. And if they said no, I would take it personally. I would feel like, what is wrong with me? What is it that they don't like about me? Right. And I do remember that feeling. I remember that really like being something that I found really demotivating. And then I just realized that I was like, I don't remember when I stopped feeling that. That would have been a very long time ago where I stopped feeling that rejection, or taking it as rejection. And I think it's because when someone decides not to work with me, first of all, I see it as not a no, never. I see it as no, not a no right now. Wait, I should say that again. I see it as them saying no, not right now, rather than them saying no, I never want to work with you, unless they explicitly say that, but people never ever say that. And so it's never like a wasted opportunity, because I have had people sign up with me very recently in the last week who attended my boot camp. And after the boot camp, they said, oh, now is not the right time. And I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. And now they signed up with me. So just because someone says no doesn't mean it's like a never. And second of all, more importantly, I never take a no personally, because I know to the very core of my being that I can help that person, right? I know to my very core. I believe it, right? There's not one single part of me that doesn't believe I can help them. And I know that right now they're just not ready to invest in themselves. That's it, right? And that I can't do anything about that. I'm not going to try and like change people's mind. Like, you're either ready to invest in yourself or you're not, right? And that's the fact, right? And that's what we should think when someone speaks to you about, or decides not to work with you right now. First of all, it's not a rejection, and it's not a rejection forever. It's just no right now. And second of all, it's on them. It's not on you. And that is the mindset shift. And I think that like the most successful people in business, again, don't think like that. They don't think of it as rejection. They just think of it as, okay, well, I'm I'm um I'm perfectly great at what I do. I know that I can help you. I know that I can transform your life, but you've just decided to not go for that right now for whatever reason. That's on you. and that they will come round eventually. And that is what makes those people really, really successful. And that's why some people just aren't cut out for this. Like, I'm not saying that my client's husband is not cut out for it, but there are people that just aren't cut out for it. Like, oh, I just couldn't do what you do. I couldn't put myself out there. Well, that's good for you, babes. That's cool. Well, you just go back to, like, you know, your fixed income that you can't do anything about unless a manager decides that you are worthy of a wage increase. That's fine, right? Cool. That's the way that some people choose to live their lives. But I don't choose to live my life that way. I choose to have a career, have a business where I am fully in charge of my income. And I fucking love it. And just on this very similar sort of thread of ideas, I had some really, really good advice and a bit of a pep talk from someone recently, because I have been trying lots of new things in my business, as you'll notice. And the reason that I try lots of new things in my business is because as a fundamental value of the way that I run my business, like the strategies that I teach my clients, I've always tried first in my own business. I don't just, like, you know, pick them out of nowhere. These are strategies that I know are tried and tested and work, right? And then from there, I can tweak them, or I can suggest things to do moving forward. So I've been trying lots of different new things. And some of them work really well for my business. Some of them would work better for your business. Some of them don't work for my business. Some of them might not work for your business. But the thing is, right, it's all data. It's all data. And similar to this, like, oh, well, that didn't work. This is all just data. And that's why we should never take anything personally. I've actually, like, some of the best advice that I've had in my business has been from women, right? So recently a coach said to me, Shona, you're just putting the reps in, and that's what you need to do. And I love that, right? Because I also just love analogies that relate to health and fitness and strength, right? Think about the body that you have right now. Like, so if you're like someone who likes building muscle, right? Or if you're someone who trains for high rocks, or trains for a marathon, or, you know, trains for any literal event, right? So for example, my coach right now, she's a bodybuilder and she's just competed in loads of shows. And the show's probably, like, the amount of time that she stood on stage, it's minutes, right? But the hours and hours and hours and hours she has spent in the gym, every single rep. Think about how many reps that she has done over the, like, you know, 10 plus years that she's been training for bodybuilding. Like, you know, hundreds and thousands of reps for those minutes on stage. She's put in so many reps. And that's exactly what we're doing with our business. So sometimes we don't have an outcome. So sometimes we put content out there and no one responds to the call to action. Sometimes we put a lead magnet out and no one downloads it, or it doesn't lead to any, you know, signups. Sometimes you run events and you don't get, like, a massive return on it. But it's reps. You're putting the reps in. And the difference between, again, a successful business owner and someone who doesn't succeed is that you don't give up when the reps don't have something to show for it straight away, because those reps are always adding to something. So as I said, that lead magnet that you put out there, someone download it, maybe not sign up right now, but it's there, and it's like they're thinking, they're just waiting for that moment to contact you. They're waiting for that post that you're going to put out that really speaks to them. They're thinking about it, but they're lurking and they're just not signing up yet. And let's be real, right? My clients right now are making money in July, right? They're making lots of money in July. And this is a month that lots of people think that is a month where you don't make money because, oh, it's just quiet. Those people are putting the reps in. Whereas there's people who are not putting any reps in this now. They're thinking, oh, do you know what? I'll just wait until August. I'll wait until things pick back up again. We'll see those people who didn't put the reps in. They're going else. Those clients are going elsewhere because they're like, oh well, she's not, putting stuff out there. I'm going to forget about her. So that's why we cannot stop putting the reps in all the time. I don't mean that you need to be posting every single day, right? But my clients are still turning up. They're still putting themselves out there. They're still launching brand new offers in July. They're still filling up their group programs. My client Tina messaged me this morning and she said that she has this month, right? So far, and we're only like in the 3rd of July, she's made £6,000 in sales just in the last few days, right? While everyone else out there is saying, do you know what? It's a quiet month. I'm just going to start later. She's signing up your clients. £6,000. And she messaged me saying, because like a little bit about Tina, she joined my group program. In fact, I was actually looking at the DMs that we've sent each other. I remember like she tapped a button and then ghosted me and then tapped another button and then ghosted me again. And it was something like 6 months between her tapping the first button and her actually being like, hi, Shona, actually, I've decided, I'm so sorry for ghosting you. I've decided that I want to sign up, right? So she'd been sitting there thinking about it for a very long time. And when she finally signed up and joined Unfucking Stoppable, she had no Instagram account, right? She just had her personal Instagram. She didn't even have her business Instagram set up. And it took her a month from when she first joined my group program. And I was like, Tina, what are we doing here? Like, she was doing all the background stuff. She was deciding on her offers, deciding on her ideal client. I was like, right, you need to actually start promoting your offers. And then after a month, she actually started her Instagram account. So started it from scratch. That was like a year ago. And now she's in a position where she's having regular 5-6K months. She's making £6,000 in sales in just a few days by promoting her offers. Like she's done that in the space of a year, and she did it in the summer. She signed up with me and made the decision to start putting the reps in the summer when other people are thinking, I'll just wait. And that's the difference between people like Tina and people who will stay stuck. And I said to Tina this morning, I was like, look, you used to think that you would never be able to make money with a coaching business, and now you're having 6K months. Think what you're capable of now. That's the really exciting thing. When you show yourself what you are capable of, when you actually start to like see the work, see what's changing in front of your eyes, you're like, oh, now I have evidence that when I follow the strategy, when I put the reps in, I get the results, right? So it's actually really, really simple. Then you believe you're capable of that. And then you start making that happen. So now she's like, right, well, what's next for me? 7, 8, 9, 10, 15K months. It's all achievable for her. And that's so, so exciting. So yeah, I told you I would go off on all the different tangents, and this is why I should make a plan before I hit record. But actually, no, I really enjoy just like freewheeling it with these podcasts. So as I said, piece of advice that I got recently was you're putting the reps in, right? And the other piece of advice that I got probably about a year ago, and I need to remind myself all the time, is it's not that deep. It's not that deep, and that's why like it's really difficult to not take a lot of things in business personally. It's difficult to not see like if you have a bad month and take it as a reflection on your own self-worth. Like that is something that a lot of people do, is that they relate what they earn and what's going on in their business to their self-worth. And being able to cut that particular tie and connection is really, really powerful. And it starts with just being like, do you know what? It's not that deep. It's not that deep. This is not a reflection on me. This is just data that I can use. There's no such thing as failures. There is just more information that we are gathering, we are learning what is working and what is not working. So, with this all in mind, I want you to go forth this week and keep putting those reps in, because every single rep is making your business stronger. Keep going. And remember, none of this is root of reflection on you. It is all just data that we can use to make ourselves stronger and better in business. So I hope you have enjoyed this podcast. Today, I am announcing a case study opportunity for coaches who want to hit those consistent 6, 7K, 8K plus months, and they want to do it without burning out. They want to do it without working 24/7. 2 spaces have already gone on this case study opportunity, and there is one left. And do you know what? This is something that you will be super surprised by, is how quickly we can start working you towards those high income months, those consistent high income months. You will be blown away once you have the right strategy and once you have the right guidance, how quickly this can happen. So this case study opportunity is a 90-day opportunity, but I have a proven track record that I can help people make incredible amounts of money very, very quickly. So if you're interested in claiming the last spot on my case study opportunity, then all you need to do is message me on Instagram at unapologeticallyshona with the words case study, and we can talk about it. Okay? I will speak to you soon. Love you. Bye.